Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It is 11:30, May 5th. We're going to jump right into the weekly video. I hope everybody's having a great time trading. All right, let's set the backdrop. Market is up again across the board, basically all major indexes. Start off with the Nasdaq, as we always do, to kind of have a backdrop as to what's going on. Today, moving to an all-time high once again, consistently kind of hard to buck this trend, just riding that out. Today, up quite a bit. Pullback yesterday was bought up. As I anticipate, a lot of pullbacks are just going to get bought up in this market. It's kind of like a lockout trade. People need more exposure, large institutions, so they're just going to keep buying. So ride the trend till the trend breaks. All right, Bitcoin having a great move this morning, and I actually caught the volume. It is picking up quite a bit. I think the next target is 85. I have admittedly this morning, as I mentioned, from my large $67,000 spot trade, I have sold 10% this morning. So I am 10% reduced. Not that that's that significant, but my next target sale will be 85, and I'll reduce about 15% there, as I anticipate us getting somewhere to about the 90 range. So Bitcoin's still doing well. Oil today down slightly. There were some talks this morning about the Strait of Hormuz, who's controlling it, who's not. I'm really not getting all that concerned about it. I'm still short oil. I added to my short yesterday. This is my fourth largest position is in the oil short, or fourth or fifth. So I'm still short oil. Gold up today. Gold's been chopping around, really doing nothing. I don't love the kind of the peel over. Chart wise, it's whatever. As I said, 6,000. This is just a conviction for me. 6,000 an ounce is what I'm sticking to. Okay. There is a lot of action today, and I want to make this video precise to the individual stocks that I've bought that we're holding, and kind of give some guidance for the trades, as this is earnings season and there are a ton of earnings going on. Let's start off on. All right, let's start with Micron. Micron has been my winner of the year. Micron today up almost 11%. It's been a great trade for those of you who have followed me into this. Congratulations. You're probably up well over 35, 40%, if not more, depending if you have options, you're up even more. So they had earnings. This is not an earnings thing. This is gapping up. Kind of hard to sell very much, though admittedly, I'm going to look to take some profits here. And I think pigs get slaughtered. So, you let your winners win, but within good taste. I definitely would like to take a little bit off the table. I don't know if I'm going to do it today or not. Very hard when I look at this chart. This looks still like it's going. This is not something you can be buying now. I told you last week you could buy it on the pullback. I would not advocate. This is not financial advice, but rather for educational purposes. SanDisk, also I am holding this as well. This is just going absolutely parabolic. I had people tell me a couple of weeks ago this was a top. I actually had conversations with multiple people that were like, oh, SanDisk is topped. It was like $950 or whatever. Yeah, it hasn't come anywhere near topping. I think it's still going. I think the momentum behind this is incredible. I think when you look at like the volume that correlates with these moves, it's absolutely it's spectacle to watch, to be honest with you. So SanDisk, I wouldn't call these buys. Now let's go into what's more important right now is AMD. AMD does report earnings today after hours. Lisa Su, the CEO, touched on they are still early in their processes of data center build outs. She talked at a symposium. Quite the CEO. If you don't know who she is, you should definitely take some time and research her. Lisa Su's been unbelievable. She's turning this company around in 15, 20 years from like a $5 stock to what you see it now. So for me, I'm up quite a bit in profits, and what I'm going to do here is probably sell some of my shares today. There's a good possibility I'm going to cut half my position, and I was looking at calls. I'm probably going to take some of my profits. I'm up a considerable amount. I'm going to take some of my profits here, and I'm going to buy some calls with like a 355 or 360 strike price. Not this Friday, but rather next Friday. My shares in my IRA have been there for years. I'm not selling that, but my tradable shares, I think I'm going to cut half today and buy calls. Now, here's the thing though, for those of you that don't own the stock, I will say I think AMD is going to report unbelievable earnings. There's a very good possibility it's going to go parabolic. In this market, it's kind of hard to fight that trend right now. So that's part of the reason why I want to capture some profits. And then I want to take some of my profits and buy some calls so that I do have exposure, but I'm willing to lose on those calls in the event that they buck and the stock goes down to 330, 340 after hours, or tomorrow it opens up that way rather. I'm okay with it. So again, the theory is if you follow the trade when we got in this a little bit early. I think I'm not telling you what to do, but only for myself. You want to use some of those profits to buy some calls or a call. And I think you want to take in some of those profits. So that's what I'm doing. That'll be happening today after hours. So that's been a really good trade. For those of you that don't own AMD, I see nothing wrong with buying a call or two to play earnings, to be completely honest with you. Primoris has been a great trade. Talked about this one a couple weeks ago, got in it. This got the official breakout here, by the way. This bar was the breakout bar when I talked about it I think it was last week. When I think I mentioned this on my video on Friday or Thursday that, this was a breakout. So same concept. They're going to report earnings today after hours. I'm in the green quite a bit. I will probably sell half and buy some calls. And the other thing you could look at if you're somebody that's knowledgeable with options, you could also buy or you could sell covered calls. So as an example, if you own this and you got a couple hundred shares, you could sell covered calls at 210, 220. I sometimes do that as a way to mitigate the downside risk. Been a great trade. So just kind of want to give everybody that feedback, as it's important. If you've bought these in and around the same time that I have, you're up considerable amounts of profits. So you want to make sure that you protect those profits and don't allow yourself to go into an earnings event that you could potentially lose. A good trade you could give back more than half. We don't want to do that. We want to make sure we protect our profits. There's always opportunities to get back in it. So in that regard, okay. TGTX is another one I've been riding, a little bit different, as the majority of my shares have been on leaps. Leaps are long dated calls. So I have been riding TGTX on long dated calls. Now they report tomorrow, and I believe their earnings are reporting, if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow morning. So that creates a situation for me as well today. A little bit different. The stock's down today. I'm still up on the calls. My theory is I am going to close some of my calls. I'm going to leave some of them for earnings. But again, I have the benefit of profits. I will say though, this looks really good if I were to buy something going into earnings. This looks fantastic. So sorry about that. I got a call coming in, guys. This looks fantastic. So if you're going to potentially play earnings, this might be a name that you want to play, and that would be one of them. All right, so TGTX, I'm still in that. Open, I want to point this out. I know everybody's sick and tired of me hearing or talking about Open and nauseum. They report earning on Thursday after hours. I'm going to say something crazy. I think they're going to have a great earnings. I think they're going to talk about AI. I think they're going to do well. So I'll put it to you like that. I'm not selling any shares. I could see a case where I add a sizable amount of shares and I sell calls against my entire holding, but do what you feel is best for your risk tolerance. Just pointing out what I'm going to do. Okay, Trade Desk. This is another one that we got into a couple of weeks ago. Software name that's beat down. It's up. Sizable, nothing crazy, somewhere 8 to 10%. So it's not a huge profit. They do report earnings on Thursday. Again, probably same style. I'm probably going to chop half, let the other half ride. This name has been beaten down really bad. And I could see a case where this stock gets a lot of love on earnings. So, do what you feel is best in that regard. Okay, I bought Rocket Lab last week and it's not working, which is strange in this tape. I am down like 2%. Still think it's okay. Still think the chart looks great. Still think this is a buy. I think this is an actionable trade. If you haven't got into it, I love the aerospace sector and I want to have some exposure. I traded this stock last year twice. One time I did really good. Another time I got stopped out. It's working out. So that was a buy. I also got into Reddit yesterday again. I traded this stock also last year. I think this chart looks really, really good. I got in yesterday. It's up 4% today. So that's a new trade for me as of yesterday. And then on my action list, on my watch list for this week is going to be Dell. This is probably going to get purchased today. I'm going to add a position here. Since I'm probably going to trim half of Primoris, trim half of AMD, maybe take some profits off the table with Micron. I think I'm going to buy a little bit of Dell, dabble my feet. I traded this a couple of weeks ago, had some success. I like Dell. Oh, I have a little stock that I've owned, and I just want to point this out. It had earnings and it gapped up really big. There's a little bit more risk tolerance, more exposure, or rather, I should say, you have to have an appetite for this. This is like a $2 stock. If you don't mind buying a little position in this, I think this has an opportunity to really rage up. I mean, I got really lucky last week. It went up 30 something percent on earnings. So I didn't sell any of it, but it's hard to deny. And I just want to point this out. You see this volume here below. This is the largest volume ever in history. And they came on that move. Sure, it gave back a couple percent, but nothing unorthodox on a move like that. BlackRock has extended its position, now has doubled. I repeat, BlackRock has doubled its position in this stock. So kind of like a little hidden gem. Do what you feel is best for your risk tolerance. I think it's something that's worth owning in the event it just goes parabolic. I would not make this a normal size position if I was advising, but just pointing that out. IMNM, I'm still in this. I think this chart looks absolutely fantastic. I think this is going to break out. I know everybody is impatient. It reports next week. I might add actually on this today. This might be an ad. I have a good size position. And there we have it. I think that's all I got for this week. A lot of action in the market. Make sure you protect your profits. It is earnings season for those of you who've bought certain names. I'm not fishing the shit in the market that a lot of people talk about, like Oracle. People have asked me about Oracle. Oh, sorry, I pulled up the big boat. Oh, sorry, guys. Trump is tweeting news, and I'm watching that. Oracle, I'm not interested in this for those of you. So the market, Trump is tweeting boats were blown up literally this second. The market is not seeming to care for what it's worth. Trump just said, Iran looking around for little boats. I don't know what that means. He says they're looking for little boats. I don't know. But Trump says they're looking for little boats. All right, I think that's all I got. And yeah, have a great week. Protect your profits. Set your stops. Put your foot on the gas a little bit here with some of these names. Please don't get yourself locked out to the point that you see this market continue to rage and you don't have any exposure to this. Again, Trump is tweeting out news and the market's still going up. That should just tell you the market is just shrugging everything off. Ceasefire violation doesn't matter. He's tweeting again. I mean, it just doesn't matter. When a market moves I'm going to close with this. When a market moves like this on volume, this is just it's a raging, it's a freight train. Like, don't fight the trend. Like, you have a new Fed chair coming in that's going to cut rates. Don't fight this trend. Like, synthetic money is going to be pumped back into the market through quantitative easing, and multiples are going to expand. And you don't want to have exposure to this market. Sounds like craziness to me if that's your position. Anyways, all right. Have a great week. Take it easy.